Hey, Ethan here, and in this episode we'll be looking at Mario Kart 64 for the Nintendo 64. It's one of the best racing games on the N64, and now it's time for some brief development history. Mario Kart 64 was developed by Nintendo R&D4 after they released Super Mario Kart on the SNES in 1992. It was first revealed in 1995 as Super Mario Kart R, with the R meaning rendered. The game is now in 3D because of the capabilities of the N64. Mario Kart 64 was being developed around the same time as Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. They originally had Kamek from Yoshi's Island as a playable character, but replaced him with Donkey Kong instead. Mario Kart 64 was then released on December 14, 1996 in Japan, February 10, 1997 here in North America, and on June 24, 1997 for Europe. All footage is of the Wii U Virtual Console version and is being played with a Wii U gamepad. Well, let's now start Mario Kart 64.
Welcome to Mario Kart!
After the title screen, we have the game select screen, with being able to play up to 4 players. Under player 1, we have Mario GP with 3 speeds being 50, 100, and 150cc, with the extra mode being unlocked after getting gold on all 4 cups on 150cc, which just mirrors all the courses. We are then transferred to the player select screen with Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Toad, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, Wario, and Bowser. All footage is of Mario because he is the most balanced. After that is the map selection screen, with up to 16 tracks across 4 cups, with the first one being the Mushroom Cup, containing Luigi Raceway, which is like a standard racetrack, Moo Moo Farm feels like you're racing on a farm with Mighty Moles popping up, Koopa Troopa Beach feels like you're on a beach, and Calamari Desert feels like you're on the Wild West with this annoying terrain. You go around each course for 3 laps compared to the 5 in Super Mario Kart. You also get ranked at the end of each race and try not to go anything below 4th because 5th and below causes you to retry. But if you get 1st, 2nd, or 3rd place, you get a ceremony at Peach's Castle from Mario 64 and have a Cheep burst out a trophy. Next up is the Flower Cup, containing Toad's Turnpike, which feels like you're an actual turnpike with other cars in the way. Frappe Snowland just has a lot of snow and snowmen. Choco Mountain has you ride down a mountain with big jumps, a tunnel, and rocks falling down a hill. Mario Circuit is like Luigi Circuit, but has this big warp pipe tunnel. Next up is the Star Cup, containing Wario Stadium with big jumps, tight turns, and Wario's face being placed all over the walls. Sherbet Land has you race on ice and go through a large tunnel with penguins from Mario 64 trying to get in your way. Royal Raceway has you race around the area near Peach's Castle with this large jump. Bowser Castle has you go through a custom-made Bowser Castle with thwomps trying to stop you. Next up is the Special Cup, with the first one being DK's Jungle, with you going through a large jungle containing a big jump, bridge, and tunnel. Yoshi Valley has you go in any direction you want, with the game not knowing what place you're in, with it displaying question marks. Banshee's Boardwalk is like the Ghost Valley from Super Mario Kart, with very sharp turns, bats flying at you, and a Cheep jumping into the air. But the last one, being Rainbow Road, with it being the longest course in Mario Kart history. It's not a hard course, it's just really long, which you're trying to avoid chain chomp and going around these large turns and steep hills, and it can take about 7 minutes on 50cc to complete, and that is all Mario GP. The next mode is Time Trial, which you're trying to beat your time against the ghost or by yourself as fast as possible with 3 mushrooms. You cannot save your ghost data on the Virtual Console versions. Versus mode has 2 to 4 players racing against each other with no computer players. Battle mode is similar to Super Mario Kart, which you're trying to take out up to 4 players with 3 balloons to become the last man standing. But if you are taken out, you then become a mini bomb car, which allows the option to forfeit the match. There is also 4 different tracks to choose from. Most of the items have returned from Super Mario Kart, but with new variants. The actual new ones are the Ghost, which makes you invisible, Triple Mushroom, which gives you 3 mushrooms for a boost, Golden Mushroom gives you a boost for a certain amount of time, the Fake Item Box, which makes it look like an active item box on the map, and if a racer hits it, makes them crash, and the infamous Spiny Shell or Blue Shell, which targets the racer in first place. You can only get this if you are very far behind in a race. You can also mute the music during a race by pressing L, and Mario will say
Okay.
if you don't select something after a few seconds. And that is Mario Kart 64, one of my favorite games on the N64. But even with it being dated, it's still a lot of fun. But why does Rainbow Road go on forever?